Dribbling. Such a simple yet hard mechanic to learn and master. The best players and freestylers nowadays have seemingly infinite control over the ball, yet some people can't even use boost correctly. So if you're trying to go from unable to keep the ball on top of your car to this, you're in the right place. Hello everyone, I'm Arex and welcome back to Mechanics 101. After you've watched this video and done these drills for long enough, you'll most likely be able to dribble and flick like your favorite pro player. Maybe a bit less consistently, but you get the point. So we're starting off with a training pack I made specifically for this video. I know, I'm a saint. For the first shot, the ball will spawn on top of your car. All you have to do is carry it in using accelerate and without using any boost for now. Make sure not to use brakes, because using them will fuck up your muscle memory in the long run. Shot 2 is pretty much the same as shot 1, except you have to pop the ball, catch, and then dribble it in. We're still only using accelerate except for the pop when you're going to use a bit of boost to get the ball on top of your car. Shots 3 and 4 are significantly harder since you have to steer left and right, as well as using accelerate. Dribble the ball in using little to no boost. And remember not to use brakes. Shots 5 and 6 are the same as shots 3 and 4, except you once again just have to pop the ball up with some boost, catch it, and then dribble it in. Shots 7 and 8 are similar to shots 5 and 6, except you have to make a pretty sharp turn, which will provide extra challenge. For shots 9 and 10, we're doing something different. You're going to catch a falling ball and dribble it in. Make sure to focus on the first touch because that is the most important part of the dribble. Shot 11 is similar to the last two shots but a bit more difficult because of the weird angle. Shot 12 is very difficult since you not only have to read the bounce off the backboard, but you also have to catch the ball while it's moving in the same direction as you. You can skip this one for now if you find it way too hard. For shots 13 and 14, we're just doing some extra practice. Shots 15 and 16 are once again some extra practice, but can be a bit tricky since you have to do a full turn with the ball on top of your car. Shots 17 and 18 are once again some extra practice. The next two drills we're going to be doing in free play. For the first drill, you want to go up to the ball, catch it, and do a 180 turn with it, like so. Make sure to do this with both sides. For the second free play drill, we're going to get the ball on top of our car and dribble it around the field. Do this drill clockwise and then counterclockwise a couple times. Quick tip, make sure your movements are smooth and you're not trembling with your car. This will make learning flicks so much easier. Now that you know how to keep the ball on top of your car, it's time to learn some basic flicks. You can either go back into my training pack and use shots 13, 14, 17, and 18, or use the training pack Dribble Flick Playground by Whey Protein. This pack includes more game-like scenarios, so I strongly recommend using it after you've got a grasp on the basics. We're starting off with the front flip flick, aka the front flick. This is about as basic as flicks get. Keep the ball on the front half of your car, jump, and front flip. Make sure to hold your jump for half a second instead of just tapping it. We do this because holding your jump for a bit will make your car go much higher, making it stick to the ball better. Some people prefer using taps, but I like holding it because it makes the ball sort of slide off my car. You can also delay your flip a bit and tilt your car forwards for extra power. We call this the delayed front flip flick, or the delayed front flick for short, and it's actually quite useful because it generates a lot of power. Side flip flick, aka the side flick. This is probably the most useful and versatile flick we'll be learning today. It can be very powerful with enough practice, and its execution is very fast so your opponents won't have time to react. You can have the ball on pretty much any part of your car and still get decent power from it. However, you can get the most power if you have it at the nose of your car. This flick is almost as self-explanatory as the front flick. Just hold jump for half a second, let go of jump, and flip sideways. I personally also hold air roll through the side flip, but that's mostly so I can land on my wheels perfectly afterwards and have a quick recovery. This flick is the most useful if you're pushing from the side of the field, but can still be used to score if you're in the middle as long as you're close enough to the goal. Backflip flick, aka the back flick. Some people use this to score, which is a thing. This flick, however, is mostly useful for popping the ball high, usually for a follow-up touch or as a pass to a teammate behind you. To do this flick, you usually want the ball to be on the back half of your car. Similar to the other two flicks, you just want to jump and backflip to do it. The diagonal flick. I like this flick because it's a good mix between power and execution speed. Once you've got the ball on the front half of your car, you want to jump, turn, and flip diagonally towards the other direction. So for example, here we'll jump, turn left, and flip forwards and right. Similar to the delayed front flick, you can hold air roll and boost through the flick to give it some extra power. The 45-degree flick. The 45-degree flick is a really useful and quick flick that pretty much any champion player can do. Once again, if you're a champ 2 and can't even keep the ball on top of your car, it's fine. You're in that rank for a reason. The setup for this flick is similar to the diagonal flick, except you want the ball just a bit further back and you want to use a diagonal backflip instead of a front flip. To do this flick, you want to jump, tilt your car 30 to 60 degrees to the left, and flip backwards diagonally to the right, and vice versa, of course. 90-degree flick, aka the reverse 45 flick. This is a flick I only really started practicing recently because I genuinely didn't know what it was supposed to look like. This flick is insanely dangerous when mastered, hence why so many high-level players use it as their go-to flick. The only downside of this flick is its execution time, but it makes up for it tenfold with its power. This flick involves propelling both yourself and the ball forward with a backwards diagonal flip. This flick is similar to the 45-degree flick, except you have to rotate your car between 75 and 120 degrees. The rest of the flick is the same as the 45-degree flick. Lastly, if you're on PC, I highly suggest checking out the Dribble 2 Overhaul map. This map consists of 30 levels, each progressively harder than the last. Once again, if you're on Epic, you can check the description down below where I've left a Reddit tutorial on how to get workshop maps on the Epic Games launcher. Dribbling is probably the hardest mechanic to teach somebody, as it is literally just a feel thing. You have to go in there and do it. I've given you all the tips you need. If you do the drills I mentioned and practice these flicks, you'll likely find yourself climbing the ranks in no time. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like if this video helped you in any way and subscribe for more videos just like this one. See you next time.